I am Loki of Talmuth and I am burdened with glorious. I'm just kidding, you guys. Wow, it is the day. It is the day I woke up and game is down, which meant that we had the patch, the one and only the patch, Lost Relics June 2021 update. Guys, this is a big one. This is like, you guys have no idea. So I'm unable to play the game right now, meaning that what I want to do in this video is go through the patch notes with you guys. A lot has been teased about this update, from new map, monster tweaks, blockchain Emporium, and I'm just gonna go into it, guys. So if you're sitting out there, you're at work, having a break at school, whatever you wanna be like, hold in on the patch notes, then that's what this video is gonna be about. So I have moved over to the medium.com post where Cliff Coley, the game developer, has posted the Lost Relics June 2021 update. So let's see what he has to write here. A lot of changes have gone into this update, which follows hot on the heels of the Easter update. Add adventures. There's now a total of 15 adventures. Wow, we had 8 before, I think. What, like, I thought we were getting 1, but anyway. There are further themes to add in the future, but for now these 15 adventures have been rearranged and balanced, with resources shifted and scattered throughout. The Arcane pits that you once knew will now be vastly different, with new monsters and resources to explore. Okay, so let's check out what we have here. We have Forgotten Chambers with a 1 sword and mining. Then we have Bron Woodlands, a new map with 1 sword and fishing, so new players can now fish in a starter tier dungeon. Solt Beach with scavenging and 1 sword. Wow, this is so cool. So you can mine, fish, and scavenge in newbie dungeons so far anyway. Then we have the Arcane pits with 2 swords now, and mining Ash Woods with 2 swords. That has scavenging and woodcutting, so the first woodcutting tier is 2 swords, nice to know. Vemmin Desert, this is, it has a crown on it, so it is a members only dungeon with 2 swords, mining and scavenging. Shallow Swamps with 3 swords, members only, fishing, scavenging. Visum Vaults, the first new 3, hey, epic tier, I think it's gonna be epic tier still, with mining only. Isle of Arl'endith, new dungeon as well with 3 swords, fishing and scavenging. Trayl Woods, members only now with... Okay, so we actually lost fishing in Trayl Woods, 3 stars. Olkepth Caverns, members only. Mining, fishing still, 4 swords. Okhir Jungle, 4 swords. Scavenging, woodcutting. Odenspire Sands, members only, 4 swords, and it has mining and scavenging. Then we have the Zenarthill Wasteland. I hope we're gonna be having a boss in there dropping the Zenarthill, but anyway, it has 5 swords, mining and scavenging, and Mount Olkepth with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 swords. 7 swords, and mining only being a members only dungeon. So we have 2, 4, 5, 5 freebie dungeons, 5 dungeons for non-members, as I can see it. 1 star, 1 sword, we have 3 of those. 2 swords, we have 2. Then for members, we have the remaining dungeons. So a lot more content for the members with a premium pendant, and a decent amount of content for newbie players. Content. So this is gonna be great. I'm looking so much forward to dig into all of these. Anyway, he keeps on writing. There are new rarity limits on all adventures to allow for more challenging encounters and to keep you on your toes. For some of you, these changes may turn your world upside down, but hang in there, there's a lot to take in. Loot drops tend to be more rewarding if you challenge yourself more. If you're constantly grinding the easiest adventure over and over again and wondering why your rewards aren't that great, maybe it's time to test your skills by moving on to something a bit more difficult. I like that. I love that everybody gets a lot of loot, you know, let's all get rich and stuff, but seeing like top tier loots drop to new players in the first dungeon, and those of us bashing the harder content getting nothing has been a little bit meh. So it's really great if things are balanced out a bit more that way. I feel so, and I know of course as a new player, you can't really use a top tier weapon anyway because you need the relics to like balance things out. So I think this is a very nice change. Monsters! Haha, it's been over a year since monsters were updated, and this patch brings out a whole new batch of these nasty critters. Some of the old monsters have been promoted to mini-bosses, while others have been scattered throughout various adventures. So we have some new monsters here that I am looking forward to seeing in the game. I couldn't quite squeeze bosses in this time as they really need a lot of attention, but rest assured, they'll be making their way to Talmud in the very near future. Haha, burdened with glorious purpose. Some monsters can now summon other monsters. This adds to the fray, and it's a wise choice to seek out those doing the summoning, otherwise you might end up overwhelmed and find yourself caught in a vicious loop. Love that, this is what we need in the game. Effects. Poisons, stuns, etc. have been adjusted. Monsters who previously stunned 100% of the time and for a long duration have been adjusted to shorter times with randomness, but will pack a larger hit on their first hit. These will be adjusted over time. Some older weapons and relics have gained new effects, with more to come in upcoming patches, so already so much to take in. But anyway, weapon damage, oh Ridley! All weapons now have damage values displayed. These values have remained the same for 2 years and were well overdue for some changes. You can see that stats displayed in the tooltip. Alright, so we can see a rusty sword with 257 power damage and 69 damage, great. If you're a stats fiend, I know somebody that's a stats fiend, you can hold down shift before hovering over a weapon and see the DPS damage per second and DPH damage per hit values will be displayed as well. Oh, that's awesome. So the rusty sword, 69 damage, 86 damage per second, power attacks 257, 321 damage per second. This is very nice, very nice. It'll take some time to get used to these new values, but that's what makes humans so great. You can adapt and learn, burdened with glorious purpose. I love this. The values across rarities of the same weapon type are all still the same. Some weapons have effects which differentiate them some more. Alright, this just keeps going on, guys. This is a massive update. Weapon dynamics. Bows have been split into short and long variations, both with individual stats. Longbows can shoot further with more power, but are slower to fire. The bows haven't been slowed down at all, simply the short bow was added with a faster rate of fire. This is so important for me. I was so worried that I would have a longbow and it would change my gameplay because I would be too slow, or perhaps I would have a short bow and I wouldn't be able to deal the damage I needed. Now I know that bows are the same, but if you have a short bow, it fires faster. So like probably the same DPS. So this is very nice. No matter if my existing bow is short or long, I will be in good shape. One-handed axes have also been updated to have their own stats. Some weapons will be more powerful depending on the situation you're in and the playstyle you prefer. All damage values of weapons and monsters have been adjusted, so you will need to relearn the benefits and the new combat dynamics this create. This is gonna be like such a learning curve. The values may be adjusted in the future. Take that into account when you're making your trades. Like really important. Trading for some item that like feels broken good right now, it may just be balanced normally later, so like always keep that in mind when you are doing trades. Everything in this game is super early access. Play to have fun. Use this one when you're trading and when you're playing, and just, you know, have a good time. So anyway, weapons you avoided before might suddenly be your new best friend. I don't hope so, because I really like what I have, but time will tell. Explosive helpers. Explosives come in very handy to make short work of groups of monsters. They now feature a countdown and estimated range. Make sure you stand clear of the range or you could accidentally be caught up in the blast. Personally, I find Wayward Dynamite to be very rewarding. This has been like a lot of us have been speculating on, especially the Wayward Dynamite, and like the Wayward Watchers, that is a like rare tier blockchain item. Why can't we make this dynamite? What? And now we're gonna have to test out all of the explosives again, and that is cool. Any freaking way. New off-chain blockchain weapons. The following weapons are available with the update and will start dropping in the various adventures. The Lost Stampeder will drop in 1 week's time. See the end of the article for why. Okay, so we have rare tier sword, the Lost Stampeder, Black Death, a legendary new sword, Iron Fang, a legendary new dagger sword, Scar Carver, an epic tier sword, Fire Light Falcon, a rare tier sword, Scorpion Stinger, a bow, rare tier, Traumahawk, a legendary tier axe, and Cavalier Crusader, an epic tier sword. Alright, so we're getting new weapons right off the bat. Blockchain off-chain marketplace. Blockchain off-chain marketplace. Yeah, let's go. When the update launches, the marketplace will be disabled until things settle down. This is probably a very wise decision. I may choose a few select players to help with additional testing before it's released to everyone. Probably also a very good idea since we now have like moolah involved. And we have a picture here where you can swap between virtual and blockchain items. This marketplace is powered by Shadowstones, which can be purchased with Enjin from the Enjin wallet. You can convert Enj to Genj using the Enjin wallet now. Both the purchase of Shadowstones and the marketplace will come online shortly after the update. And then we have a picture showing that you can buy Shadowstones. So Shadowstones now cost 0.01 Genj, so 0.01 Enjin for 1 Shadowstone, so 100 Shadowstones for 1 Enj or Genj. And yeah, we're gonna see how that plays out in the game. So we can probably not trade for values lower than 1 Shadowstone. I was really hoping we would get the currency called Lost Relics internal tokens, but that would be lit for short. But Shadowstones is kinda cool as well. Initially, you will not be able to convert Shadowstones back to Genj. This is simply to ensure a safe and stable system and double check that if there are any issues, everything can be restored. Very wise decision. So things will open up at some point. Some players will be allowed to do these trades. Then it will open up for everybody. And you will be able to get Shadowstones for selling your things. You will be able to buy Shadowstones to buy things, but you won't be able to convert it to Genj until Cliff Corley, the game developer, is sure that everything is in order. You won't be like losing out on anything and no bugs. So very, very wise decision. Burdened with glorious purpose, guys. Town updates. The Emporium has been moved to a new location. Check the minimap to locate it. The town changes over time and sometimes in small ways, sometimes in large ways. Secrets sometimes materialize or disappear. If you're a true adventurer, you'll know to occasionally scour for new additions. That's gonna be interesting. Oh, I just sold all my Warden's keys. I hope he didn't sneak that in, and we're gonna need those now. But anyway, flour and water resources. Flour and water are no longer global resources, instead they're more localized so that everyone can have a chance at obtaining them. If you're not up to the task, there's always plenty available for sale in the Emporium. Nice. Emporium Upgrades. The Emporium has a few visual changes when creating offers. The details and currency used are displayed along with additional information where appropriate. And then we have an image where we can see create a sell offer for Amaranthine Eel, and with the net income shown, and also for a blockchain item, the Aberdo Artisan Water, where we can see the 3% trade fee. So this is very nice that you can see like a net income and you can see the Shadowstones compared to the gold. All good, I feel. There's also a confirmation screen when listing items to ensure you double check what you're about to create an order for. Okay, so yeah, amber grapes are amber grapes, yeah, amber grapes. Alright guys, combat. Critical hit has been added to round out the chance of a miss. This dynamic will evolve over time and with future updates. Some rooms will lock upon entry and will only open once all monsters are disposed of. In more difficult adventures, there's a chance for a mini boss to spawn too. Sometimes a chest will appear on the map, but won't materialize until one of these rooms has been okay, this is very interesting. So you can have a minimap with a chest over here, but perhaps you need to clear a lock-in room over here before this chest materializes. So this is gonna be very interesting and very important in terms of movement speed items if we need to ping pong on the map to like spawn a chest, go to a chest that isn't there, find out how to spawn it, go back and loot it. Like, so exciting times, guys. Anyway, monsters now have health and damage values. You're going to find it weird and possible more difficult than what you're used to, but this is because you've become accustomed to the old way. Take some extra potions with you and possibly a teleport scroll while you're getting used to it. Definitely. So they have health and damage values changed. Titles now have rarity. All titles, new and existing, have been assigned a rarity based on when they occurred. This means that whatever your title is displayed, it'll be colorized to the rarity. The window where you choose your title has also been redesigned to accommodate this change. Holiness of His Holiness is rare. Ha! Alright. Anyway, guys. The mousiness of this troutiness has to be like transcended. Anyway, guys, quality of life. There's a ton of new quality of life updates. Some of the more hidden updates are: hold control when middle clicking to exclude tools in your inventory. This is very nice. This ensures you keep your tools in your inventory when you're offloading all items to your stash. The stash now has a drop-down menu to choose an adventure. This filters your entire stash to the limits of the adventure, meaning you no longer need to remember which items you can use there. Pretty sneaky nice thing. There are plenty of other updates, the rest I've left for you to discover yourselves. I love that he's telling us something. Cliff is very big on allowing players to discover things, go find out yourself. Here's a chest, I'm not gonna tell you what you can get in it. I'm a stats kind of guy. I really like just knowing everything. If I could have a spreadsheet with all data, all statistics, all everything, I would just swallow it. So it's nice that he's giving us a little bit instead of just keeping it all as a secret. For me anyway, I know others feel differently. New daily rewards. The daily rewards have been refreshed slightly and there's now a new mystery reward. Who knows what you might find. I just did that yesterday. The countdown timer will appear at all stages now too, and everyone's timer depends on when they started rather than it being synced to the server and possibly out of step with your schedule. Thank you, that's nice. So rewards match. Ooh, I see me. Oh, we need to continue reading, guys. Website player profiles. You now have a player profile available on the website. You can search for players at https://lostrelics.io/players or directly navigate to them from the leaderboards. Initially, you'll be able to see skills and player loadouts with more things to come in the future. And this is actually a snapshot of, this is like so new. When I went to bed, I made sure that I had the common tools so that if I just woke up and went in and play, I wouldn't be losing my legendary. Thank you, Cliff. I'm deeply honored that you wanted to be including my player profile in this. This is so amazing. I'm blushing a little bit. Anyway, guys, let's move away from that. Patch notes and news. News and patch notes have been combined into one stream at lostrelics.io/updates. This allows you to always see the latest information about what's happening. Fiat payments. I've been too busy working on the update to be able to complete this yet. It's next on my list though, and I'm hoping to have a solution up and running soon. In the meantime, you can continue to make payments with cryptocurrency. This has been not a big one for me, but for the first time ever, I bought a pendant with gold in the marketplace instead of using fiat. I tried to use crypto, but my Enjin wallet was bugged, so like a huge thanks to Zenarthill for helping me fix that. So now I can actually pay with cryptocurrency, but it's nice that it's coming. I agree, making the update is far more important. An old friend makes a return. About 2 years after the first event Stampede was held, Stampede tokens were discovered in dungeons and later could be turned in for other items. There are still a lot of tokens floating around on the marketplace or hidden in wallets. I was hoping to reclaim them, but it's proved to be very difficult. As a final chance, you can turn in 6 Stampede tokens to claim the Lost Stampeder, a rare two-handed sword. There is no need to go ahead with this. It's this is just a special 2-year anniversary for those who read this far. If you don't have any but want to guarantee yourself the Lost Stampeder, you might still be able to pick up some from other players at the Enjin X marketplace and then there is a link to the item if it makes sense to you financially. This offer will be available for 1 week from the update releases. Thereafter, all the remaining Lost Stampeders will be added to the general loot pool and Stampede tokens will then become only a collector's item. So no reason to hodl it unless you just want to have it. So guys, wow, that was the massive update for Lost Relics, lostrelics.io. The only thing that I felt I was missing on the update here is information about whether or not new players will be able to join, create accounts, and how many. If that is the case, I cannot share that information with you guys. I am really sorry, but once the game comes up and running, we will know if new players are in or not. As you know, I have 15 updated dungeons, 7 of them being completely new that I need to bash, crash, and master. New loot to be gained. I need to check in all the new, is crafting changed, how are the new Emporium minimum prices, if that was a thing. I believe there was something about that in the Emporium as well. So much I need to dig into, so much I'm going to be sharing over the coming days. Be sure to check out all the streamers, guys. They are most of them over at Twitch. They're gonna be chain dying on these new adventures, trying to give you guys some amazing content while you are grinding. And as always, hit the like and subscribe button so that you can stay up to date with my videos. Once again, thanks to Cliff Corley. Put it down there, hashtag Cliff Rocks, for another smashing update to the game that I love the most right now. And thank you, Cliff, for including my profile in the update. I am amazed. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I absolutely love you guys.